Joel 2, verse 12 and 13. Now therefore, says the Lord, turn to me with all your heart, with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. So rend your heart and not your garments. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and he relents from doing harm. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode here on Humble Beginnings. We're on episode 8, I believe. We're going to go ahead and check this contract. I did start it initially, tried doing it, and as you guys can see, we are not picking up any of the stones for some reason. We do have it lowered. That's loud. We have it lowered, but it's not working. If we go into our contracts menu, you can see that we do have the contract, field 26. We're on field 26. Just go ahead and verify that here. Field 26, maybe it's because it's planted. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not sure where they have the contract for stone picking if it's planted already. But we're going to go ahead and obviously just cancel this contract. This is not an issue that we've done. This is an issue with the map itself. So the total was 11,526. I think we'll take a hit on that. So let's go ahead and cancel this contract. Okay, let's go ahead and add those numbers together. That'll be $12,869. So we're going to go ahead and replace that money. Okay, so unfortunately, that contract didn't work out for us. But at least they removed the stone from the field anyway, so that's good. Let's go ahead and jump in there and see what other contracts are available. Plowing, supply contracts, nothing for us. Well, that's okay. We have our own fields now. Let's go ahead and we need to purchase some soil samples. Let's go ahead and get that done. Purchase soil information. Yes, we will. We will reset this. And then I think we will clear the yield map. Oh, can't do that. And then we also have a field up here, field 21. Let's go ahead and purchase soil information. We will clear out all this and good to go. We are going to go ahead, jump into our tractor. We're going to go ahead and move into the shop. Actually, let's do this first. Let's unhook this for now. We need to lime. And that is the first task that we're going to do, is we're going to lime. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hook this up. I'm going to get us filled up at the shop, move us over to our first field, and I'll meet you guys over at our first field, and we'll discuss some stuff, some things I've been thinking about, some different things for this episode, and kind of what my vision for year 2 is. So I'll see you guys here in just a minute. All right, let's go ahead and get spreading our lime. Let's make sure that we are on automatic application rate, which we are. Perfect. We check our map and it is going up. All right, awesome. So I just want to go ahead and kind of touch base with what I've been thinking. So I was looking at potentially buying another piece of land. There's a couple different ones that aren't overly priced that would be available, but considering we're able to take out loans for this year, I was thinking about just taking a small loan to be able to kind of cover that. But I think the direction we're going to go for year 2 is heavily focused on, shut this down, whoops, heavily focused on equipment. So we know that we're going to need a combine. We know we want to get a different seeder, and then we want to work into looking for a farmyard. So I think year 2 is going to be heavily focused on increasing our equipment fleet. So we can actually harvest our own crops. We don't have to lease the equipment. You know, just because we can take out loans doesn't mean we want to take out a ton of loans. We want to still remain debt-free as much as possible. And then also knowing that we have to pay back those loans as well. Nothing is going to just remain free. We're not going to end the series being in a heavy debt. Let's go ahead and jump over to our other tractor. We'll disconnect this. We'll grab our trailer. We'll head up to the shop and grab our lime. Head over to our field. Get that filled back up. But yeah, as I was saying, we don't want to be taking out a ton of loans just for the sake of taking out loans. We do want to expand, and we want to utilize those loans wisely. Also, we're going to be utilizing the line of credit mod for our loans. We're going to apply for a line of credit. This will go up based upon how much money we have and what we're worth as well. And then with this line of credit, we can just kind of take out what we need as we need it, pay it back as we need to. So we definitely have that option as well. That's what we're going to utilize. We still want to be able to put down a hefty majority of our own money down towards that. And I know our ultimate goal is to be a supplier of product. But for a time, we may have to sell some product ahead of time instead of waiting for the best time to sell or waiting for a supply contract in order for us to actually be able to move forward and pay for some of these things. So we're not just having a ton of debt. So we might be doing that as well. We definitely are going to have to put a different storage facility in. We have 70-some pallets of product right now. We have a ton of stuff. And I say that with all grace and thankfulness that we have those products. Will definitely help us kind of move forward in this series a little bit where we're not so drained and forced to rely upon contracts as often. Oops, I might as well go fill up right away. But that being said, we may be forced to sell some because we have to have a storage facility in order to keep it. And then, like I said, we need a combine, so that's going to be a priority. I was thinking about our first loan being our seeder, because we'll have roughly 4 or 5 months before we need the combine to harvest, and we'll have the shop looking for us for a used one. Try and hopefully get it on sale and save us a significant amount of money. I was, like I said, looking to do that third field, but I think what we're going to do is just leave the third field for now and not make that a priority until we have the equipment that we need. If for some reason a good deal comes along, we have the finances, and it's not planted, we might go ahead and purchase it. Otherwise, the end of year 2, beginning of year 3 will be a heavy focus on expansion, and then we'll just kind of progress it from there and see how it leads into. But I think that's a good goal for us for year 2 is to have a heavy focus on equipment and then let everything kind of progress as it's available. We are going to put down a water mod for our greenhouse to kind of help with that aspect as well, so we're not forced to be constantly transporting water and watering our greenhouses. So I think we'll go ahead and jump into that here once we get these 2 fields limed. I want to reserve our workers for contract work. And I think for the most part, we'll do all of our own field work on our own. It literally is only 2 fields. We'll get them prepped. We'll get them planted. One with oats, one with soybean. And then we'll have to look for a weeder. We want to do our weeding right away. And then take good care of our fields. So that's going to be the plan. We got 1 field all limed up, ready to go. We're going to go ahead and move down to the next field and start liming that. So I'll catch you at the next field. All right, we're starting on our second field. We don't have a whole lot of lime left. Hopefully we got enough for this to do this field. Yeah, as I was talking real quick about loans, as I was driving down here, I was really thinking about how we want to shop the used market. Used market, I don't think we can take loans out for. we have to purchase all that outright. So I think we want to really be wise on, oh, hey, they found our cedar 621. We are definitely going to be buying that. But yeah, as I was saying, perfect example, we want to make sure that we can utilize our loan aspect or that line of credit mod in order to be able to purchase our used equipment and shop that very heavily to try to save some money. Especially initially, we can upgrade and do all those things and worry about having that big new fancy stuff later on down the line. We don't need it all right away. And so we want to, make sure that we're shopping wisely and being smart with our finances and smart with the things that, God blesses us with. So we're definitely going to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and get this field all lined up, and I will catch you guys here once we're all done. Alright, so we finished up the liming. We're up here at the shop. So I went ahead and applied for line of credit. We could get $297,700 some odd dollars. I just did a flat rate of $297,000. Right now we're at a 6% interest rate. If we decide to take any money out, we'll be at 6% for the first month. We're going to go ahead and jump into the shop. So we need $66,621. We did see this tractor for sale. And this is, I guess, kind of where things get a little bit, tempting, is to, spend all the money on things that we don't necessarily need right away. Would it be really nice? Absolutely. Would be nice to have. But I don't think we're going to go ahead and buy that right away. Maybe we'll keep an eye on it in the shop and kind of see how long it actually stays in there for. But we don't need that right now. We do have this Hardy sprayer. I'm not going to use the pulse width modulation, but I would obviously use this for weeds. I think we're going to go the route of the actual weeder. We do have a weeding contract going. So we need $66,000. So let's just take out straw funds. What if we take out... Let's take out $30,000 for now. It'll give us a monthly payment of $333. Let's go ahead and purchase our cedar. Track loosening tines, we don't need that. Seeds 2,000, fertilize 3,000. We bump this up. Why are we at 71 already? Tire rollers. Do we need tire rollers? I don't know if we necessarily need that. Nah. We'll go ahead and we don't need that. So go ahead and buy that. Okay. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on this tractor as well. Kind of see where it's sitting. See how long it sits in the shop for. We don't need it right now. So we're not going to worry too much about it. We do have not a cultivating. We did so many in the month of December, it's all stuck in my mind. But we have a hoeing contract going on right now. We got to work around that. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with seed, and I will catch you guys at our first field. All right. we are planting our very first field with our own seeder, our own crop. This will be 100% profit, all for us. I think we can use a weeder for the very first stage. I think even right after planting, or also on the very first growth state. So I think we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on that, and hopefully get all the weeds pulled out with the weeder instead of doing any spraying. So I have that higher purchase, the higher purchase mod, which allows us to be able to put a certain percentage of money down, and also it's basically the same thing as taking out a loan for a period of time. So we will definitely utilize that if we have to buy something brand new to kind of get us started. Like I said, I know I'm talking a lot about different ways to utilize loans, and I'm not trying to utilize a lot of loans, but we definitely need what we need to get started. We went the first year with having to do a ton of contracts. We will still be doing some, but I don't want to be slave to contracts anymore. So we're not going to be. We'll just kind of keep an eye on that and do them as we need to kind of keep our head afloat. Like I said, we got a ton of product in our productions as well. We got 30,000 liters of apples, almost 7,000 liters of apple juice, 37,000 liters of lettuce, 8,000 liters of mushrooms. So we got quite a bit of product that we can definitely sell ahead of time if we need to help kind of boost us. Hopefully we'll get a supply contract, since that is the entire purpose of this season, of this playthrough. But we got a bunch of different options, and we'll just kind of take it one job at a time, 1 month at a time, and kind of see where it goes. But I'm excited. We have our own fields. We have a new to us seeder. We are putting oats in our own field, one step closer to having our own product to sell. Let's go ahead and get this oats planted. We'll catch up with you guys here shortly. So we've got our field planted. I think we're going to let it roll over into next month before we take care of the weeds. I'm pretty sure we can't plant soybean until April, if I'm not mistaken. Soybeans April. So we are done planting for this month. We went ahead and checked contracts. Nothing new as of right now. We're going to go ahead and jump in, and I want to look at putting something down for our water for our greenhouses. As you can see, we got some lettuce already stocked up. We got apples growing out of our ears. We got some mushrooms and quite a bit of apple juice going along. So we're doing really well for productions there. But I don't want to have to be constantly taking this 12,000 liter trailer, and I don't want to have to focus on buying another trailer. So let's look. I'm not sure where it's going to be. I think maybe in distribution. All right, so I got both of these. Now this one says that it's powered by wind, is able to pump water into your production, just switch in output to distribute. So this one is literally no work to us, but I'm not 100% sure how far. What has a Is that a fill point? It's not a dump point. I'm not sure how far this is actually going to reach. Otherwise, we have this one here. We just have to fill it, and then it distros on its own. And we could do that pretty easily by just putting a water spigot next to it, going ahead and letting that fill and run at the same time. But I'm not 100% sure which one that we should do. I'm going to go ahead and think about it for a second, and I'll jump back in with you guys here in just a moment. Alright, I decided to go ahead and go with the water pump distribution. Let's go ahead and jump in and see where our greenhouses are at for water. These apple trees are good because we had that other mod down, which I ended up selling. These are good for a little while. So at least we'll have time for it to catch up. Let's go ahead and activate. We want to set to distribution, and it should just automatically start pumping water into our greenhouses. I'm gonna find out if it'll supply all of them for the course of the month. It won't be a 100% true test just because we had water in there already. It's not a full month, but I think this is a good addition. I think it goes well with our little plot of land here. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these pallets moved into our storage facility. Hang on, let's check that too. We need another storage facility because we don't have enough. We're definitely not going to have enough. We'll have to sell pallets ahead of time before I really would like to, I think. Yep. And these are bigger than I would like. We don't own this line, otherwise it'd be a good place to put it would be over here, but we don't own that. So we don't own this either, which is unfortunate, but I was hoping to use this, but this is only for bales. It's not for pallets. This does bales and pallets. I don't really like the look of it for our little area here, but either way, I'm going to go ahead and get some of this stuff moved into storage. If for some reason we don't have enough room, we will be doing a little bit of selling for this month. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys all in April. Alright, so we moved into the month of April. We made a little over $32,000 for the month of March. We tithed our $3,200. We looked at the contracts, supply contracts. Let's go ahead and look at that. Right after we're done saving here. So we have a chili peppers supply contract. We haven't been making any chili peppers, but we are going to start. I went ahead and changed all of our productions over to chili peppers in these 4. That way we can go ahead and at least make some. That contract runs for 50 hours yet, so hopefully we'll produce 100,000 liters of... I doubt it, but either way, we're going to go ahead and get that started. We got quite a bit of oil here. We need to pick up a hoe. We're going to pick up a weeding contract, kind of get that started. Let's check the rain. How long is it supposed to rain today? Rain's supposed to rain till 7, so we can't plant. But let's go ahead and check the used sales. Nothing in here. I don't know how long this is going to be left in the market. It is quite a deal, 72% off. We're definitely going to keep an eye on that over the course of the remainder of this month. Let's go ahead and check on the hose. I do like this one. I think this is the one that we're going to purchase. Definitely big enough to kind of get done what we need to get done here. At least on this map. We can always upgrade later on in the future. But then we will we'll be doing our own field, plus both those contracts as well. With our own tractor, our own equipment, we'll be doing our own seeding. We need 36,000. Let's just go ahead and jump into our loan here. Let's draw funds. We're just going to draw the whole 36,000 for this. That brings our monthly payment up to $720 per month. For right now, total loan is $65,000. Like I said, we are definitely going to be focused on paying that off as quickly as possible, but we do need this. And we're also going to, let's look at combines, because that's going to be something that we're definitely going to have to start focusing on in the next few months. We do have this one. Both of these are 8,000 and then bumping it up to 86. The New Holland is 93. I definitely want to put a something on the market for a used one. This one is 10,500. It's 289. This one's 93. Maybe we start with this one. Maybe we go ahead and do a search for this one. What's this? We're not going to deal with that one. This one is... maybe we do the John Deere. Well, yeah. Let's go ahead and do a used search for this. Let's go ahead and find used. We're going to do a 3-month search. So it will cost us a little bit. Let's go ahead and look in combinations for the header. This one is 10.7, 9.1. I think 9.1 will be a good start for us. We'll do the same thing, 3-month search for that. So that should get us started. Like I said, we'll be doing a couple contracts as well. We'll go ahead and accept those hoeing contracts. Now we'll have our own tractor. We'll accept this one. And we will accept this one once the rain starts, so we don't have a longer leasing fee. We checked our water distribution. It is not enough for all of our greenhouses. Here we have 3,000. I think we started with more than that, down to 221 liters. These ones, we were fortunate because we already had water, but I think we'll have to put one more down. We're going to keep an eye on it, and we will make a decision on that prior to moving into the month of May. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of get things set up. I'm going to fast forward some time here, get us done with the rain. We're going to get those hoeing contracts done before we get our own field done. That'll be running in the background while we're doing some planting, as well as that hoeing contract, or that weeding contract will be running in the background as well. And then once we finish planting, we'll go ahead and jump into contracts as well if we have any remaining time left. So I'll go ahead and catch you guys here in just a little bit. All right, it is done raining. So we do have, let's get this guy going on the right one here. We got a couple different contracts going. We have 2 hoeing contracts we're going to finish up. That weeding contract that is getting started on its way right now. And then we are planting soybean. Yeah, so I think we're just going to go ahead and get after it. Alright, we are just about halfway done with this field. We got our contracts all finished up. So I'm going to just kind of keep on top of that. I'm going to go ahead and collect those contracts. I'm going to go ahead and move our tractor over to the next field for hoeing. Check the contracts, see if there's anything else. If there is, I'll go ahead and get that started and move our other worker over to the next contract, and then I will catch up with you guys right back here on our soybean harvest. So I'll catch up with you guys here in just a moment. Okay, we went ahead and got some equipment moved around, some contracts started. We picked up another weeding contract. We got that started, and as you can see, we got another hoeing contract that we picked up that we'll continue on. I did check our field. It doesn't actually have any weeds in it, so we're going to go ahead and leave it. If for some reason they pop up, we'll take care of them then. But we went ahead and checked the menu, and our field over here, field 21, has no weeds at all. So we're going to go ahead and leave that. Before we get back to planting, I just want to read something to you guys real quick. In 1 John chapter 4, verses 9 and 10, it says, "In this the love of God was clearly revealed towards us, because God sent his only begotten Son into the world that we might live through him. In this is love, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins." I just wanted to share that with you guys and remind you, God truly loves each and every one of us. And no matter what we've done in our life, no matter if we feel like, maybe we feel like we haven't done anything wrong. Maybe we feel like we've done too many things wrong, that God can't, love us or forgive us, or we're not worthy. He truly loves each and every one of us, and he truly desires each and every one of us. And, we've all made mistakes. We've all fallen short. We've all done things we shouldn't have done. No matter how big or how small, right? Sin in and of itself, what the Bible says, separates us from God. But he came and he sent his only begotten Son, right, to be that payment, to take on that punishment on the cross, and then he rose him again on the third day. And in doing so, he defeated death and gave us life. And all we have to do is humble ourselves and surrender ourselves to him. And the Bible says that if we do so, that he is faithful and just to forgive us and to heal us and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So today, if you have been on the fence, maybe this is the first time you've heard a salvation message, maybe the first time you've heard that, Christ came down to earth to save us and that we are even in need of a Savior, or maybe you've heard it before and maybe you just weren't sure. But I just want you to know that God is calling out to each and every one of you, just as he called out to me 2 years ago and allowed me to hear him and said, come to me, surrender your life to me, give it to me, because I love you. And he loves you, and he's calling out to you. Today is a day of salvation. Today is a day to surrender your life to him. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And if you have any more questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk about it, love to talk with you about it, explain more, talk more about it. Whatever you might need, whatever questions you have, I would love to have discussion. This channel here is dedicated to, first and foremost, dedicated to God, to delivering his message and whatever message that is for the day. But a reminder that we all need salvation. We all need him. Even once, we've given our life to him. It's a daily reminder to come to him and to seek him daily. And that he loves us. It's important for us to remember he loves us, and that he's not out there to condemn us. He's not out there to sentence us. He's given us an opportunity, and today is the opportunity for those who haven't made that decision yet to make the decision. Tomorrow's never promised. Our next breath is never promised. So today is a day. Don't put off today. Tomorrow you can do today. Just want to remind you guys of that, share that with you guys. And we're going to go ahead and get back to getting this field all planted up. And we'll catch you guys once we're all done planting soybeans. Alright, we got our field all planted. As you can see, we have a trailer full of apples. So I know I've kind of been all over a little bit and how I want to kind of keep moving forward here. But I think year 2 is going to just be focused on expansion. So we need some equipment. The dealer did find our combine for us. So there's about a 40% discount on that. I think that'll be okay to save until next month if we purchase that. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on it for sure before we move into May, just to make sure we don't miss out on that sale. But we have all this product sitting there, and I think it'd be wise to go ahead and utilize that versus just utilizing a bunch of loans to pay for things outright. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take all these apples. There is 2 plots of land that are not been sold yet or not have been planted, and I would like to get our hands on one of those. I'm not sure how many fields we actually want to have overall for the entirety of the series, but I think we got 2, and there's one more. I think it's just under $80,000. that we definitely would be able to purchase. So we're going to go ahead and get this sold, and then we're going to go ahead and look at purchasing that plot of land. So I'll catch up with you guys here in just a second. All right, let's go ahead and get it unstrapped, pull right on up here and see what we'll get. $33,000 plus 3,000 environmental scores, so $36,000 altogether. So we got $94,000. Let's go ahead and take a look at the piece of land that we're looking at. So 16 is still available yet, not planted. 24 is still available, not planted. Let's just make sure we double check that. Yep, not planted. So 24 is 15 acres, 16 is just under 6. So we would need about another $80,000. I think we'll be content going ahead and buying this. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Let's go ahead and buy that. Discount $72,000. Yes, we'll take that. Got to do some more contracts for Katie. We ain't getting a whole lot done. Let's go ahead and purchase our soil sample right away. Precision farming, soil sample, purchase. Economic analysis, we'll reset that. So it starts out with us. And then we're going to go ahead and get after that as well. We got a couple of contracts going. These home contracts keep coming up. That's good. It's good for us. We got our own host. We're actually just making all profit off of that. We're not leasing any of the equipment. Let's go ahead and jump into the shop real quick before we head back. So our harvester is here. The one that we put a sale on, almost 40%. I really want this tractor. I really do. But I think we don't necessarily need it this year. I think year 2, like we were talking about, year 2 is going to be focus on expansion. That's expanding our fleet of equipment, expanding our property, which we just did. And then towards the end of harvest season, we should be able to expand again with property. Year 3 will focus on upgrading to bigger equipment, upgrading to more storage. We're going to drop and pick this off. This has been sitting here since we baled that field. Forgot all about that. But yeah, so I think that's kind of the goal that we're going to strive for, is expanding. Like I said, expanding fleet, expanding property. We'll store what we can, and we're only going to sell what we have to buy what we need. So we're not just going to sell just to sell it, but if we need it, we're going to sell it. We'll focus on the savings of goods for transporting when we absolutely don't need it, and once we kind of get established a little bit more, and if it works out to where there's some contracts that come up and we have the goods, awesome. We're going to go ahead and take those. And I think, that'll work out well, because we don't necessarily need to buy a bunch of stuff, more or less just a harvester right now. I thought that was seed. More or less to buy the harvester right now. And that's going to be our biggest task, which we're going to have that here pretty shortly. And then hopefully, having that loan completely paid off before the end of year 2, which I think shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and head back to the shop here. We're going to grab our lime spreader and head up to our new field and go ahead and get that prep. So I'll see you guys here in just a little bit. All right, we are up here getting ready to start planting. We got to set the oats. And we got about 70% of our last hoeing contract that we've taken right now. I did take a couple different fertilizing contracts that we're going to go ahead and knock out once we're all done planting here. But we're going to go ahead and get this field planted. We got rain coming in at 1600 until about 2000. So hopefully we can get this done in the next hour, 15 minutes. But we'll see. We're just going to get after it and see where it takes us. Otherwise, we'll take a pause once it starts raining. Finish up when it stops. Enjoy the time lapse. All right, it is raining, so we're going to go ahead and just leave this here. We're going to go ahead and hop over to our other tractor. We'll just let this guy go ahead and finish up. Once he's all finished up, we're going to go ahead and just grab our fertilizer spreader. I think we'll go ahead and knock out those fertilizing contracts, potentially. I do believe it's supposed to rain sometime between 18 and 2000. So I guess I will see you guys when it's all done raining. All right, we did finish planting. I hit record, or thought I hit record when I was finishing up, but apparently I didn't, so we missed the end of the planting. We did get those fertilizing contracts finished up, and we got everything else back over here to the yard where it's supposed to be. I did reactivate the lettuce. When I deactivated the lettuce to activate the words are hard right now, sorry. When I deactivated the lettuce to activate the chili peppers, I didn't actually activate all the chili peppers. I only activated it in one. So we don't have really enough to kind of move forward into storing enough for that transport contract, but that's okay. Honestly, I think we just, not focus on every product, but we focus on just a select few right now. We'll store up what we can, sell what we need to. With focusing on expansion, we want to make sure that we're putting the money where it needs to, and having it the most profitable. We made about $162,000 this month. We tithed our $16,200. We did go ahead and purchase. We went ahead and purchased the harvester just because I didn't want to lose it, and there was only 3 vehicles away from leaving the sale. The used sale, we went ahead and put this back down as well. Just after some testing, this was the best route to go. We're going to combine this and utilize that as well, because for some reason we're not reaching all the greenhouses with this. So this is going to help take care of the rest of that, kind of automate our watering. But other than that, I think that's where we're going to leave the episode. I'm just going to go ahead and leave you guys with the verse. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13 says, "And now abide faith, hope, and love, these 3, but the greatest of these is love." Just as Christ loves us, he calls us to love the same. It's never about accepting wrong. It's never about condoning or compromising, but it is about loving the person, even if we don't necessarily always agree with what they're doing, right? We want to help edify and build each other up and encourage one another in the right way and in the right path, just as Christ does for us. But I hope you guys all enjoyed the episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you want to. If not, either way, I just want you to know that I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Humble Beginnings.